This is the face of power in the 21st century. It's not a person or a country. It's artificial intelligence that can learn, military tech that can dominate, and a global economy built on data that moves at the speed of light. And every single part of our modern world, from the phone in your pocket to the servers that run our banks to the weapons that will define the next war, relies on one tiny thing: the microchip. But what if I told you that the future of all of it, every last bit, depends on this? A factory that looks like nothing special, sitting on an island smaller than Switzerland, caught directly in the crosshairs of the world's two biggest superpowers. This isn't a movie. This is the story of the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, or TSMC, the most important company you've probably never heard of, and the one company that could accidentally trigger a global conflict. So how did a single company on one of the most contested pieces of real estate on Earth become the single point of failure for our entire civilization? To get that, you have to understand what it is they do. And to put it simply, they build the impossible. Imagine trying to build a hyper-detailed city, complete with skyscrapers, power grids, and highways, all on a piece of silicon smaller than your fingernail. Now, imagine the roads in that city are narrower than a single virus. That, in a nutshell, is what TSMC does. They don't actually design the chips. Tech giants like Apple, Nvidia, and AMD handle that. Instead, TSMC has perfected the ridiculously complex art of manufacturing them. It's called the foundry model, and TSMC is its undisputed king. Just how dominant are they? Of all the money spent worldwide on contract chip manufacturing in the second quarter of 2025, a staggering 70% of it went to TSMC. For the most cutting-edge chips, the brains inside the latest iPhone, the GPUs training AI like ChatGPT, and the processors in an F-35 fighter jet, they all come from one company. This has turned TSMC into a powerhouse, with revenues exploding thanks to the world's insatiable hunger for AI. In the third quarter of 2025 alone, TSMC's net profits shot up by a jaw-dropping 39% year over year. They've mastered tech like 3-nanometer chips, and as of late 2025, they are beginning mass production of their next-generation 2-nanometer process, something competitors can only dream of. This isn't just a business lead, it's a global choke point. They've been to systems so advanced and so intricate that it's nearly impossible for anyone else to replicate. And this insane concentration of power is located on one island, Taiwan. Just over 100 miles away, another global power is watching, and it wants in. That power is China. Suddenly, this one company has become the central flashpoint in the struggle for the future between the United States and China. For decades, there's been a fragile understanding when it comes to Taiwan, but today that piece isn't just about politics or territory, it's about technology. And at the center of that is an idea called the Silicon Shield. The theory is brilliant and terrifying at the same time. Taiwan's absolute dominance in chipmaking is its ultimate defense. If China were to invade, it would risk destroying these critical fabrication plants or fabs. The moment that happens, the global supply of advanced chips stops. Not slows down, stops. The result wouldn't just be a tech downturn, it would be a global economic meltdown estimated to cost trillions. No new iPhones, no new cars, no data centers, no advanced weapons. The world economy would simply grind to a halt. In theory, this shared dependency makes the cost of an invasion too high for anyone, including Beijing. But the shield is also a trap. For the United States, depending so heavily on a company in a geopolitical hotspot is a massive national security nightmare. This realization sparked a panic in Washington, leading to one of the most ambitious and expensive industrial policy shifts in modern history. the CHIPS and Science Act. The CHIPS Act is a multi-billion-dollar gamble by the U.S. to bring advanced semiconductor manufacturing back to American soil. The goal is simple: make sure that no matter what happens in the Taiwan Strait, America's access to the new oil is secure. Meanwhile, China has the opposite problem. It is desperately behind in making advanced chips, thanks in large part to relentless U.S. export controls designed to cut it off from accessing the tools and technology. China's Made in China 2025 plan is a state-sponsored crusade to achieve self-sufficiency, but they're still playing catch-up to TSMC. They can design powerful AI, but without a steady supply of high-end chips to train them, they're stuck in the slow lane. This has turned the world into a high-stakes chessboard. The U.S. is spending billions to onshore production. China is spending billions to build its own industry from scratch. And stuck right in the middle is TSMC, a company trying to survive a new kind of Cold War. Which brings us to today, with the world walking a tightrope. The tech war is getting hotter. In 2025, the U.S. continued to tighten its export controls, blocking not just the sale of advanced chips to China, but also the very tools needed to manufacture them. These rules are a direct shot at slowing down China's military and AI ambitions. China's response? It's doubling down. Reports from the first half of 2025 showed that while China's overall investment in semiconductors dipped slightly, its spending on semiconductor equipment surged by over 50%. It's an all-in bet on self-sufficiency. Caught in this escalating fight, TSMC is being forced to make a risky move of its own. It's going global. Fueled by CHIPS Act subsidies, it's building massive new fabs in Arizona. It's also expanding in Japan and Germany. The Arizona project is enormous, and for the first time in years, the world's most cutting-edge chips will be mass-produced on American soil. The demand is so high that production at the Arizona fab is reportedly sold out through the end of 2027. But this solution creates a new, dangerous paradox. Every single chip that TSMC makes in Arizona, Japan, or Germany is a chip that ever so slightly weakens Taiwan's silicon shield. As the world gets less dependent on the island of Taiwan for its semiconductors, the economic devastation of an invasion becomes less devastating. If the U.S. and its allies can secure their own supply, does the economic threat still have the same power to deter a war? This strategy, which was designed to reduce risk, might actually be increasing it. It puts TSMC in an impossible position, trying to satisfy its global customers without gutting its own homeland's main defense. So here we are. The future of AI, the stability of the global economy, and the fragile peace between two superpowers all rest, in a very real way, on the shoulders of one company. TSMC's incredible dominance has become its greatest defense and its biggest vulnerability. It is the foundation of our entire digital world, but it's a foundation built on a geopolitical fault line. As the US and China pull the world in opposite directions, and as TSMC spreads its power across the globe, we are all forced to ask a terrifying question. Will the one company that powers our world be the thing that prevents a war, or will it be the spark that ignites it? The future of the 21st century might just be etched in silicon.